On today's show, Kyrie Irving is out for this season now. And that answered a big question about Kyrie that we all had. Today's Locked On Mavs.
This is Cooper Flagg, and you're listening to Locked On Mavs.
Zone 5. I think that's a good question.
Good morning, Isaac. All these changes, I still got my dog Dwight Powell.
You are Locked On Mavs, your daily Dallas Mavericks podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network.
Still can't.
Your team every day.
And welcome. You are Locked On to the Dallas Mavericks, your team every day. My name is Nick Angstadt, media member covering the Mavs for over 10 years. Thanks for being in every day or making Locked On Mavs your first listen to the Locked On Podcast Network, the #1 sports podcast network out there. Today's episode brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. Have your cake and drink it too. Birthday cake flavor is back. No fork needed. Vanilla-y, cakey flavor, caffeinated kick, and no sugar. It's party time. Order now at 5hourenergy.com or on Amazon. And always joining me, my co-host, media member covering the Mavs for over 10 years, right alongside me, the holding down the fort fiend, the one more thing king. What you got for me, Isaac Harris?
I'm so happy you're back. Guys, Nick is back. Y'all don't have to listen to me host the show for any longer by myself. But yes, thankful you're back. We missed you. Everybody has missed your voice. Do you want to talk about the FaceTime that when you FaceTime me, or
look how much tanner I am than I was when I left.
Nick FaceTimed me
Cancun
while being in the pool. He was shirtless, had sunglasses on.
I just appreciate that you wanted to put on the record that I'm not a shirt in the pool guy. Are you a shirt in the pool guy?
Of course, look at me. Like,
oh, no.
Of course I would be. I mean, I don't look great at all.
Oh, buddy. Today's episode, we're going to talk about somebody that does look great. That's Kyrie Irving all the time.
He does.
The Mavs issued a statement. Kyrie issued a statement alongside it, and I think that answered a big question about Kyrie Irving. I want to talk about, is this the first tanking move for the Mavericks? And then I also want to talk about if this affects Cooper Flagg in any way. And so let's get right into it. The Mavericks announced that Kyrie Irving will miss the season to allow himself additional time to fully heal. They did not announce a day when he is going to be fully healed. I just want to make very clear about that with this one. This is very different than the Anthony Davis press conference. To allow additional time to fully heal from the torn ACL he suffered last March, Irving will make his return for the 2026-2027 season, just like many Avenger. They will return for the 2026-27 season. Kyrie Irving's agent, Shatilla Riley-Irving, tells ESPN, quote, "This is about Kyrie being 1,000% when he comes back and giving himself the best chance to chase a championship next season." Interesting. Kyrie Irving also issued a statement. He said, "This decision wasn't easy, but it's the right one. I am grateful for the Mavericks organization, my teammates, and our fans for their continued support throughout the process. I am looking forward to coming back stronger next season. The belief and drive I have inside only grows. And I want to send a huge shout out to all my brothers and sisters out there who have torn their ACL or gotten injured doing what they love to do every day. Thank you for the inspiration. No fear." I read all these statements because I think that is one of the most important things that came out of this whole thing. One of the big questions we had about Kyrie Irving this whole season, we have not seen Kyrie Irving play at all this season. He got introduced at Fan Jam. Mavs fans were still very excited about it. That's kind of the last time we heard, publicly about Kyrie Irving from the Mavericks because he's just been out because of this ACL. He's been recovering. We had Jason Kidd say that he may come back this calendar year, talking about 2025. That didn't happen. And then now we've just been waiting. All right, when's the update? It's supposed to be after All-Star. It's after All-Star now, and we get this update. He's going to be out for the rest of the season. I think it is notable that Kyrie Irving and the Mavericks released this statement together, that Kyrie released a statement with it. A lot of times, like in the Anthony Davis or the Wizards situation, you just see the team say, hey, he's being shut down for the rest of the season. This was a decision. Sometimes rumors come out that, hey, I don't know if we really wanted to be shut down for the rest of the season. But we wondered how Kyrie was feeling about the whole Mavs organization, the situation, everything after the Anthony Davis trade. And the fact that they released these statements together at least tells me that they're still aligned in a lot of ways and in the ways that count, and that Kyrie still wants to be here.
Yeah, it just shows that they've done this, whole process just hand in hand. Like they've been in step with this thing. And like you said, it's just you don't see that very often to where it was like a joint press release of, it's kind of equal amount of Kyrie quotes and from the Mavs side. And, yeah, I think that part is encouraging from a Mavs fan. I think a lot of people with Kyrie, it's kind of like, hey, what's he going to do? Like, what's he going to want moving forward? The Mavericks are obviously prioritizing building around Cooper. I think they would welcome Kyrie being here. They want Kyrie here. And it just comes down to like, what does Kyrie want? And the fact that they've, released this together, they decided on this together, I think is an encouraging sign. Now, did his agent say chasing a championship in Dallas next season? There wasn't that mentioned in there. If you want to, if you want to even go further, be like, well, is Dallas going to even be into like chasing a championship type of like conversation next year? Is that telling, of like, hey, he wants to chase the championship? And so I don't know, however you want to read into that, you can, but either way, right now, it feels like they're in the same, boat together. And like, this is something they decided on together.
Yeah. They're at least aligned in this, that it's better for him to make his return next season. It's better for the Mavericks. Let's just say this out loud. It's better for the Mavericks because they don't want to win games right now. Yeah. But this is a decision that, hey, we don't want to bring Kyrie Irving back and mess this all up at the end because this crop of guys at the top of this draft is very good. This is our last draft pick that we control for 4 or 5 years for the Mavericks, and we don't want to be good the rest of the season. This could be considered one of the first tanking moves. We'll talk about that later. But that's on the Mavericks side of things. And they also want Kyrie Irving to be back 100%. They really do. Like, there's no reason to force him back. I saw a lot of people say, well, Jason Tatum's going to come back, and he, tore his Achilles, 2 months after Kyrie Irving did. One, Kyrie Irving is older, right? Like he was 5, 6, 7 years older than Jason Tatum is. Another one, an ACL and Achilles. I guess they're different, but I got to tell you,
I'm not a doctor, so I don't know.
And also, Kyrie Irving's a smaller guard, and I think smaller guards have not had a great track record of returning from injuries like this later in their careers, and I think that's something to note as well. And so all those things come together, and all right, well, I think it's probably best for us that there's no reason for you to come back. We're not competing for anything right now.
Yeah, I think it's direction.
We're not making it into the play-in right now.
Yeah, I think it's more about the direction of where, if you just look at those situations, like Boston's 2 in the East, like that's insane. Like they made a couple win now type of moves of they bring Tatum back. And like, if you're telling me if Tatum's at 80% come playoff time, and you're telling me they go on a playoff run, I wouldn't be shocked. For Dallas, it's like, we know what they're prioritizing right now. And yeah, if Dallas was in the playoff hunt right now, I think there's a good likelihood we see Kyrie Irving on the basketball floor.
Yeah, and we thought that they would be at this point if they were going to have Anthony Davis healthy and all that, and then all the season has gone to complete hell, and now this is another part of it. It's like, all right, well, what would bringing him back actually do? And we've been trying to answer that question for 6 months, talking about Kyrie Irving coming back. Like, all right, if he comes back in February, now after the Anthony Davis trade, the only real thing is all right, it'd be cool to have him get time with Cooper Flagg on the court.
That's the only
one. That's the only thing. And that to me was a flimsy reason to bring him back and to maybe suffer more injury, right? You don't want that for Kyrie. And so let's see him back 100%, 1,000%, like his agent said, and chase a championship. And hopefully it's with the Mavericks.
Yeah, I think that's the thing you probably weigh with it, that both sides probably looked at it and it's like, hey, he's worked his butt off in this recovery for so long. He obviously wants to play basketball. It would be nice to see him start the chemistry early with Cooper Flagg. But the risk of that is, hey, these games really aren't going anywhere. Like you're not trying to fight for a postseason spot or even a play-in spot, the participation ribbon tourney. You're not even going for that. So God forbid another type of injury happens or a setback happens in kind of like meaningless type of games, or it costs you, ping pong balls and stuff right now. It doesn't. So I think when you look at, you're weighing which one is more important right now, you're like, hey, I think we would rather just him continue to get rehab and get even healthier and less, like we're going for it next season. Like, in a way, like we don't have our, draft pick or anything. So like we're trying to win next season. They want Kyrie here. So just go ahead and let him do his thing and see how many losses you stack up.
And one of the minority owners says that they should embrace tanking.
That is true. Yeah.
Said we've gotten fined for it before and it worked out for us. He specifically mentioned that they got Luka because of it.
Nobody remembers, dunks or shots.
In the statement on Mavs.com, there's also this statement in it. Irving has made steady progress in rehabilitation, will remain actively engaged with the team through the remainder of the season. I think that's also notable that he's going to be with the team and not just shut down and by himself and isolated. And I think he mentioned that he had the shout out for everybody else who's had the ACL injury or gone through a big injury like that before. And I wonder if he talked to some of these people and they're like, hey, the worst thing about it is being isolated, like being just stuck. We've heard athletes say that in the past before, where it's just like, man, if everybody else is traveling and I'm just back at the facility by myself, like that is just a bad situation to be. We've seen Kyrie kind of ramp up his coaching on the sidelines. I think it's been great to see him active with the team, and that he's going to continue to do so, I think is a positive thing for the Mavs too.
Yeah, I agree.
Coming up. Was this the first tanking move the Mavericks have made this season? It's debatable. Today's episode of Locked On Mavs brought to you by Energy. 5 hours of it. 5 hour energy. The flavor draft. We're looking at every aspect of the draft to help let you know which tasty flavors are the best, which might be sleepers. Oh, one of the best ones to me, Tropical Burst. It's a tasty caffeine with island vibes. You get sweet with a light tang, smooth, rounded flavor, bright and sunny taste impression. It's juicy, fruit-forward tropical profile of the Tropical Burst. You got to get that. You didn't know you could get Tropical Burst in 5 Hour Energy. Did you know you can get sour apple? What about peach mango? What about strawberry watermelon? What about if you don't like the strawberry part of strawberry watermelon, you just want watermelon by itself? Light, refreshing, sweetness. Blue raspberry. Blue raspberries don't even exist, but it's a flavor in every single thing. Pomegranate as well. Another one. So many different flavors of 5 Hour Energy. They have a wide variety. They give you a boost with 0 sugar. I got to take one in the morning. I'm not a coffee person. I tried to figure out, all right, how do I get going? People ask me, how do you make it through the day without coffee? It's like, I don't. I struggle. And now with 5 Hour Energy, I don't have to struggle anymore. Find your new flavor and your new favorite flavor of 5 Hour Energy shots available online at 5hourenergy.com, the number 5hourenergy.com, or at Amazon.
Shut it down! Let's go home!
Thanks for hanging out with us on Locked On Mavs, being part of the show, part of the Raccoon Squad. That's what we call our listeners, listening every single day, hanging out in our Discord. 2 ways you can get access to the Discord. You get the text line, subscribe to that. You get access to the Discord, as well as all kinds of rumors and news. We sent thoughts about the Kyrie Irving news as soon as it came out. And you can also do our Everydayers Club, lockedonmavericks.supercast.com. If you want ad-free episodes of this show, if you're like, man, you guys do too many ads. All right, well, subscribe to the ad-free version of the show, and then you can get it without it. So subscribe to the Everydayers Club or the text line. Both of them, we get access to the Discord, and you can talk, hang out with us, and talk there. All right, Isaac, let's talk about Kyrie Irving and the Mavs' decision to sit him for the rest of the season. And I think, to me, this is the first tanking move the Mavericks made this season. You could debate that the Anthony Davis trade was that the Mavs made that decision because, hey, we don't want to win any more games. They were 500 or whatever when Anthony Davis was actually playing this season. He was going to try to come back because he wasn't going to have surgery to end his season. I think that move was more of a cap move and a cap decision. We talked about that ad nauseum all the whole time leading up to that trade. If the Mavs were going to make an Anthony Davis trade, they weren't going to get a ton back for him. It was going to be because of flexibility and the cap and clearing up a whole bunch of space and doing all that. And they did it. And I think that you can tell just by the return that they got from Anthony Davis that it was a decision made on flexibility, and that wasn't necessarily a strictly just tanking move. Hey, we got to move off this guy because we don't want to, we don't want to make our lottery odds worse. I think this move is the first one where you could go, yeah, it makes sense for him to sit down, but this is also this is a move for us to get worse a little bit this season.
Yeah, it's like the Mavs announced the Kyrie thing in Sacramento. Was like, hold my beer. We see you and we're going to up you. This was like them this is like them shutting down Kyrie is Dallas's tank, moving forward and firing off a shot, and Sacramento's tanks rolling in like Levine's out for the year. Sabonis is out for the year.
Play this sound for me.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Sabonis is out for the year. Levine.
Now every time I freaking hear the trash compactor, so
which
I gotta upload. I have a new tank.
I love that I ruined it for you right away, immediately.
But yeah, I mean, was putting Caleb Martin in the starting lineup not the first tanking move?
This was the pushback I got when I said that the Mavs are not tanking. The Mavs haven't made any tanking moves. People were like, "What about Jason Kidd's like questionable lineups and decisions?" I'm like, I think Jason Kidd's still trying to win some of these games.
Starting Cooper Flagg at point guard. Was that at the very beginning?
I think that was a tanking move for a different reason.
It wasn't for the draft pick. It was. But no, I mean,
What is
I
it
think
when you try to tank the person doing the job that you want to do?
we call that the little finger. Game of Thrones, come on.
Oh yeah, right. Okay, right.
Dude, speaking of Game of Thrones, new show, incredible.
The House of the Dragon?
Stop. Whatever. I'm not even going to start this. It is really good. It's really good. Back me up in the comments if you're watching it.
Tell me,
really
what did you think about season 7? Season 8, what was the last one?
Of Homeland? I'm rewatching Homeland right now. Greatest TV show ever. All right, back to this.
I've had to rethink every TV decision you ever given me after you liked the last season of Game of Thrones.
I did.
You're
just said it wasn't as bad. It became a cultural thing to just hop on and say it sucks. And it just became just the popular thing to do. Like everything in the whole thing. Like they just show a shot of a dragon flying over the ocean. It's like, sucks. That shot sucks.
There's a watermark on the dragon.
But yeah, I mean, is it their first like official one? I mean, I think even there's at least a lot of reasoning behind this one because of the rehab and he's involved in it and everything. Now, if we get next week we get hey, Cooper Flagg is out for the next like 4 weeks and will be reevaluated with the midfoot sprain. That's more in that, which he was in a walking boot at Duke the other day. He was at Cameron Indoor Stadium. I mean, with Duke, I mean, they were playing Syracuse and he went to a couple Duke games, but he was in the walking boot at that Duke game. And that definitely raised some eyebrows.
Yeah. I don't know that shutting down your almost going to be 34-year-old point guard because he's returning from an ACL like a year after is as blatant of a tanking move as some people would say it is. I saw a lot of Jazz media people respond to this.
Oh, really? They have zero room to talk. Zero room to talk. You have healthy players playing 3 quarters and you're saying, hey, Jaren, you want to go back and start, watching TV in the locker room for this 4th? Like Jazz media can't go anywhere. Like, no. This is their new screen assist. All right.
If you're going to defend that, then I don't think you get to come at the shutting down the 34-year-old point guard
who hasn't played all year.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is their new screen assist is defending that. Well, you know
what? They got to have something up there.
Sensabaugh is like, you could say he's their best player. And if you play him, like it.
Tell me when the light comes back to Will Hardy's eyes. Tell me when that happens. Kyrie Irving, his injury was March 3rd. It hasn't even been a year yet.
Yeah. Which is crazy. I mean, you go past it. It's going to be like, what, a year and a half since we watched Kyrie play basketball.
Do you think this is going to be a bad thing for him? This is the thing our friends at DLS were talking about, that it'll be like 500 days or something like that.
Bad thing for Kyrie?
Yeah.
No.
That he'll go 500 days without playing an NBA basketball game?
I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think Kyrie's not going to be playing. I mean, yeah, NBA game's different, but here's the thing. If Kyrie isn't the same Kyrie, I think it's more to do with like his age and injury stuff, not because, hey, he hasn't played an actual NBA game in 500 days. Like
that's the thing we'll never know. It's like which one came first? Was Klay Thompson not the same Klay Thompson because he had the multiple injuries, or because he's now 36?
Yeah, like are we going to be sitting there in November and he's on like a kind of a down streak for 5 games saying, you know what, if he came back for those 26 games last year, he wouldn't really be in this slump right now. Like, I don't. Yeah, I mean, you could. I mean, somebody might, but I'm not.
How does this affect the rest of the season? And does this have effects on Cooper Flagg? Maybe. Coming on. Today's episode of Locked On Mavs brought to you by Quo. New year, new systems. This is a time when a lot of us look at the messier parts of how we run our business and think there has just got to be a better way to do this and talk to each other, answer messages. We can't let these things go unmissed. That's why today's episode is brought to you by Quo, Q-U-O, the smarter way to run your business communication. Because when your team is reachable, organized, and communicating all in one place, you're not just working cleaner, you're creating more opportunities to create with customers. Your whole team can call and text from one shared business number, So nothing ever gets missed, which is absolutely the worst thing. If you're a business and you have somebody reaching out, that's a potential lead. They're reaching out to you, and a hot lead too. It works right from your computer or phone, so you can keep your existing number, and they have AI smart tools that automatically log calls, summarize warm. Maybe it's warm lead. Maybe it's not like hot lead. So details never slip through the cracks, and because they highlight next steps. It's the #1 rated phone business system on G2, trusted by more than 90,000 businesses, from solo operators to growing teams. Make this the year where no opportunity and no customer slip away. Try Quo for free, plus get 20% off your first 6 months when you go to quo.com/LockedOnNBA. That's Quo, QUO.com/LockedOnNBA. Quo, no missed calls, no missed customers. Speaking of missing customers, you may miss customers if you don't have the right person heading up your business. Workplace chaos, deadlines stacking up, inboxes overflowing, and the one position you have to fill is still sitting open. When the pressure's on you, you need the right hire. This is the job for Indeed sponsored jobs. They help you reach the people who actually fit what you're looking for: skills, experience, location. So you're not just hoping the right candidate stumbles across your post. It's like having a whole front office of draft experts trying to figure out exactly who the Mavs should draft. Indeed has it set up. In the minute I've been talking to you, companies like yours have made 27 hires on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. So if you're hiring, spend less time searching and more time interviewing candidates. Spend less time searching, and listeners of this show get $75 sponsored job credit to help get your premium status it deserves for that job that you're posting at Indeed.com/podcast. Indeed.com/podcast. Right now, support our show by saying how you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/podcast. You might as well put it up there. $75 free job credit. Need to hire? This is a job for Indeed sponsored jobs.
Shut it down! Let's go home!
All right, Isaac, talking about Kyrie Irving shutting it down for the season. Talked about if it was good for him. Talked about how it was good for him and the Mavericks to put up a shared front on this and say, hey, we're in this together. His statement was in the statement the Mavs made. I thought was a good one. It wasn't like, hey, we shut him down, and then all of a sudden Kyrie makes a statement after that. I thought that was notable in all of that. We talked about if it was good for Kyrie that he was sitting out. Like, I don't know. We won't ever see. We won't ever know for sure if it was because Kyrie Irving sat out these games. But you know what? I trust Kyrie Irving's going to be prepared and be ready to come back in some way. That I don't think it's going to be one of those things where he gets out of shape or whatever. Like, that's not a thing that I'm worried about Kyrie Irving doing.
Not at all. Yeah, I'm not worried about that.
This affecting the Mavericks, and especially Cooper Flagg. We did say that the one thing that would make sense for Kyrie Irving to come back is that time with Cooper Flagg would be good. I think that would kickstart his development even just a little bit more. His development has been awesome. We've seen some great things from him, but he has not played with a player like Kyrie Irving yet in the NBA, and I think that's something that could help him a lot. And it would have been nice to see him for the last 27 games or so to play with Kyrie, to be able to get that experience, to be able to play with somebody that has played at the level of Kyrie for this long. That would have been nice for Cooper Flagg, but I think he's going to develop no matter what. He's still getting Kyrie on the bench, and so you at least get the cerebral part of Kyrie Irving, even if you don't get it on the bench, even if you don't get it in the game.
Listen, it's less than 30 games, and a
lot of them are back-to-backs. How many back-to-backs do the Mavs have?
Yeah, so it's like, I'm not trying to draw any huge conclusions from it of hey, his career is going to be banking on these next 26 games, if he plays with Kyrie or not, or I think the only thing would be if they did get to play together, it's a little bit of a head start to training camp.
Right.
They're going to get some runs together probably in the off season. So, and even if it's, I think there's another way you could look at the Kyrie thing. I alluded to it earlier. I hope this isn't the thing, because I want Kyrie in Dallas, and I think Dallas really wants Kyrie in Dallas too. I do think there's a way you could look at Kyrie's statement and his agent's statement and say, hey, they kind of, they're together right now of hey, let's shut it down for the rest of the season. And there could, I'm not saying that there is, I hope not. There could just be a mutual understanding of we'll find you a new home with the contender this offseason. Because totally that statement, it's not like there was anything in that statement saying, I'm going to be back in a Mavs jersey next season, or I can't wait to compete with Cooper Flagg for a championship next season. There's nothing in the statement that says directly, I will be in a Mavs jersey next year.
He says, I am grateful for the Mavericks organization, my teammates, and our fans for their continued support throughout the process.
Yeah.
It's not fully connected.
Yeah, so it's like you can be thankful for the whole thing and thankful how it's going down right now, but still have some type of agreement this summer that we're gonna, try to find something mutually understanding in that. I hope that's not the case. I want him in Dallas. I think they need him in Dallas, not just for Cooper, because you got to think about it from Cooper's stand. Like, who are the best point guards he's gotten to play with this year? Nembhard? Like, they don't even play D'Lo. Brandon Williams? Like, who are the best point guard? Like, Tyus Jones now? So, like, him playing, like, Kyrie would be an amazing, amazing fit next to Cooper Flagg, playing with that type of point guard on the offensive side, and just another coach on the floor too. But the swing side of that too is it's not just Cooper. They're most likely going to be coming out of this draft with one of those top guards, and to have one of those top guards, have Kyrie Irving in camp too, like, the stories are going to write themselves. Like, that will be all the future stories will be, what a situation for Darius Acuff or Michael Brown or Kingston Flemings or Keaton Wagler, or, you fill in the blank there of, like, they're a guard that gets to come in and learn under Kyrie Irving. And, like, there's just too many good things about having Kyrie Irving in a Mavs jersey next year. So I'm excited for it. And hopefully that's the case.
There is a case that the Mavs should make a trade. If you want to go full, like, let's tear it all down. Kyrie Irving probably still has some trade value. Can we get anything out of him? We did that with Anthony Davis. I think Kyrie's is different because his contract was $20 million less. He's done more for the organization. He fits better with what the Mavericks are doing right now. Give everybody your whole spiel on why Kyrie should stay with the Mavericks and why they should keep Kyrie. You've done this a couple times, but give me the spiel on that.
Well, I mean, I kind of did it there with, like, just the impact and stuff with the other guys, but you also want to win. Like, you want to win next year, and Kyrie Irving helps you win. But it's also, Kyrie has been the one steady thing throughout all of these changes, throughout all of the mess that has happened over the past 12 months.
All these changes.
Still got my dog Dwight Powell
All
and
these
Kyrie
changes,
Irving.
and I still got my dog Dwight Powell.
It's great.
And Kyrie. But he was the better spokesperson to the fan base and connected with the fans way better than Nico could ever even dream of.
Right.
Better than what Dumont did, better than anybody did. And he was the leader of the team even before Luka got traded. Like, he was the leader. Luka was not, like, he was a leader, but he wasn't the leader of the team. That was Kyrie. And so his whole tenure here in Dallas has, like, he is beloved here. I mean, he's beloved around the league by players, but, like, here in Dallas, you could talk about all the previous stops before Dallas. Those are different chapters in his book. The chapter here in Dallas has been amazing, and people love Kyrie Irving here in the organization and the fan base. So that's why I've said, like, if he is willing to stay and wants to stay, like, to have him, like, I'm kind of there with, like, Klay right now too. I mean, he could go somewhere this offseason, but like if Klay, like, wants to stay, like, having those championship type of guys in the locker room alongside, and that's not hurting your ability to go out and, like, you have Cooper Flagg, you're going to have one of these lottery picks that's going to be pairing with them. You still have a young Max Christie. Like, you have these different pieces. I think they'll go out and tinker with some of the other pieces, like the Daniel Gaffords, possibly a PJ Washington. But it's like, Kyrie is the guy that, like, can you imagine, like, now, especially now thinking about it today, can you imagine the first time he suits up and takes the floor in a Mavericks jersey? That place is going to be rocking. Like, I mean, just nonstop standing ovation for Kyrie Irving. And so I've said this before. He's one of my favorite Mavericks of all time. He is in the probably top 5, top 6 for me. And I can't want Kyrie Irving enough here in Dallas with Cooper and that new lottery pick.
And if your team is going younger, you need some kind of stability for your team, in a way. The Wizards at the beginning of the season were hyping up Chris Middleton and CJ McCollum so much. Every single person was talking about how they were mentors to these guys and they were coming alongside them and teaching Trey Johnson, how to not be so much of a maniac. CJ McCollum had that whole quote at the beginning of the year that he had to tell him to chill out a little bit and all that. You need some kind of veteran presence. And if they can get it in Kyrie Irving and Klay Thompson, then yes, you keep that if those guys are willing to stay.
And you could have even more change this offseason. Like they could very well bring in an outside GM that has no connections to the team right now. And that could, a lot of times when these GMs come in, they clean house. Like they get their own people in there, their assistant GMs and all the different stuff. So like they could do that. And you know who a lot of times doesn't like stick around long-term is the head coach. Like Jason Kidd really flirted hard with the Knicks last offseason. All right. If Jason Kidd doesn't get this GM job like he probably wants, and a new GM comes in, like, and you tell me that Jason Kidd takes another job somewhere else or he's not coaching the Mavericks next year, I'm not going to tell you I would be shocked by it. I think if I was Jason Kidd, I think most head coaches is like, oh, a new GM's coming in. Oh crap. Well, a lot of times they want their own guy in there. So I say that to say there could be even more changes coming to the Mavericks to where Kyrie might, and Dwight Powell, could be your only like steady thing that you've had around the team and franchise for a while.
All these changes, and I still got my dog Dwight Powell. I still got, you know what I mean? I still, DP still in here. So I just, like, what up, bro? Like, he was excited. He like,
The rest of that always is great. Thanks for hanging out with us on Locked On Mavs. We'll have more coming later today. I want to talk about the owners that say that the NBA draft lottery was rigged last season. That was a crazy story that came out, but we'll talk about that and more. Guys, thanks for listening to Locked On Mavs.
Peace out.